Hey everybody, J-Dub here. Today's You Can Play This is going to be a little bit different in that I'm really going to go into detail on how to play this game. I mean, I know you usually tell you how to do stuff, in the videos anyways, but this one I'm really going to go into depth because I really want you to play these games. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I mean, I could sell all my other systems and still be happy with this one series. For the most part. Well, anyways, and I got a lot of other people interested into this game. Sean Faust, I got into playing it. I got several people on the streams to go and play it. And even Spoonie. And most possibly, after the end of this review, even you. Because yes.
Oh yeah!
You know how it is. People ask you all the time what your favorite game of all time is. And for a long time, I used to say the Mist and Riven series, as I thoroughly enjoyed the storyline and the puzzle aspects. But once you beat those two games, it's really hard to go back and play them again. I mean, once they're beaten, well, they're beaten. You may forget something here and there, but you'll never play them the same way again. So I thought, well, what is my favorite game that I can play over and over? And well, it's a series I didn't think that I would like initially, as happens with most of the games that I usually end up liking. And it's a game that I've put in well over 300 collective hours in, over 3 different video games. And that's just a drop in the bucket for the average player. This game series? Monster Hunter! Monster Hunter is the kind of game that you never really beat, per se. I mean, you can defeat monsters and see the credits at the end and feel a sense of accomplishment, but I don't think that anyone has ever 100%ed the game. This title has a loyal following here in the US, but has an obsessive following in Japan. Heck, there's one comedian who has logged over 7,000 hours on it. 7,000 hours, folks! I mean, that's almost a year! Jeebus! So what is it about this game that is so attractive to everyone? Why do we keep playing it? Well, for one, it's the challenge. See, your character doesn't level up. You just get better armor and better weapons. You get better armor and weapons by slaying tougher and tougher monsters. And this isn't like Mega Man in that certain weapons will only take 3 or 4 hits to kill the most powerful monster. No, it'll help, sometimes a great deal, but it's not a cure-all thing. Large monsters are a tough breed and need lots of hits from lots of weapons. Which brings us to another reason people put in so many hours with Monster Hunter. It's the ability to play with others. But playing co-op really isn't nothing big. I mean, hell, you could be playing World of Warcraft or something like that and get co-op play. But it just feels different here. You're all in for the same prize, and if anyone in your team gets knocked out 3 times, the game ends. For all of you. So not only is it important to be skilled, but to play with the players and not against them. And then there's the music. Beautifully orchestrated, it gives a pleasant feel for running through the countryside and the epicness of fighting a huge creature when you do. Now, I'm not so nitpicky when it comes to game graphics. If it looks good, then it looks good to me. And Monster Hunter continually pops out some of the best graphics for the PS2, the Wii, and the PSP that I've seen for any game. Okay. First, let's get you started and get you the game. Now for this review, we're going to talk about Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. That came out on the PSP, and the HD Remix version that came out on the PS3. There were other Monster Hunter games that all came out in the US, and you can find them fairly easily. Also, if you have played any Monster Hunter games before, then you can probably muddle through the basic stuff of Monster Hunter Portable Third pretty quickly, as it's really old hat. Now, I'd avoid eBay for this version, as they're just stupid expensive. You just need the game at a good price. So I'd head over to PlayAsia to get either of them. There are probably other sites out there that sell them for a decent price, but this is the place that I trust. They've given me great service in the past, and I appreciate that. PlayAsia operates out of Hong Kong and can have higher shipping, but they have very fast processing and shipping speed. Many times I've pre-ordered games from them and gotten the game in the mail on the release date. So yeah, I like them. Now, the thing you may need to know about searching online is that games can be more expensive here in the US, but shipping will be cheaper. Whereas sometimes games will be cheaper overseas, but the shipping might be a little bit more expensive. I actually find that it averages out amongst the good stores to be about the same price, give or take a few dollars. So don't poo-poo a site just because they look more expensive. Look at the overall cost and then make your decision. Now, when you get your game in, you can pop it in right away into your console and start it up. The PSP and the PS3 are both region free, and so any region game, for the most part, will work in any other region, PSP or PS3. Now, since these two games are the same game, only with a graphical difference, I'll go over starting up a game first.